demonstration lessons in the subject of Paper Sloyd. We're currently working through the book Paper Folding by H.G. Paterson. Now, if you've been keeping up with these lessons, in the last lesson, my children did the corner. And the corner is a model which really focuses on tearing. And tearing is a big part of Paper Sloyd at this stage. So my son in particular, he struggled with the tearing technique. And so as part of our curriculum, we've actually included skills lessons within the structure of the lessons, so that if your child is struggling with a particular skill, they can focus on that during particular times, whenever you feel is best. So today, we're going to focus on tearing. And my son is going to be on his own with my husband, and they're just going to work through that particular skill. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be continuing our course on Paper Sloyd following our teacher's guide and lesson plan. Today I am joined with Frederick, and the reason we don't have Victoria here today is because we're going to be doing a skills lesson, and the skills lesson in our teacher's guide and lesson plan follows directly from our last lesson, the corner, where children or students for the first time did some tearing. And Victoria was excellent at the tearing, wasn't she, Frederick? Yes? And
she even invented her own way.
She did.
Even better.
She did do very well with it. But sometimes with your tearing, we went a bit off, didn't we? Yeah, a little bit like that. So, in our teacher's guide and lesson plan, we recognise that some children will struggle with tearing. So we've introduced a skills lesson that follows this lesson for any children that may require just a little bit of extra help. So in this lesson, we're just going to practice some of the tearing techniques that we find at the very start of paper folding. So if I open it up, it's not just tearing. Tearing is the end of the process of getting to the tearing stage, which starts with folding and then creasing and finally tearing. And we have a section here for it. So, Frederick, I'm going to let you have a look at this as well. So we are, to start off with, we're folding wherever we want on the paper, wherever we need it to be torn. And then we are creasing it. So we are creasing it with our finger, a little like this as shown here. And then when it comes further along to a point that we want to actually tear, as opposed to just it folding there, we need to make a very sharp crease with our thumb like this. Now if we do this, it makes a very, very direct line, and it makes it very easy to tear. So once that's done, we can turn it over, and we're just going to start the tear, just a tiny bit with our fingers. Now one finger must be placed on one side next to the tear, and the other is pulling away from it. It can't be that you are pulling it upwards, it's pulling away. All of this is covered very nicely at the start of this book. So if I'm going to do it here, and then you can have a go. Yes, Frederick?
Yes.
So my finger is there by the crease, and we're just tearing like this. See? And we get a perfect tear. Nearly as good as using scissors, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nearly, anyway. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this away from you, Frederick, so that you've got a bit of space. And I'm going to give you... Well, do you want yellow or red? What's your preferred colour? Yellow? Okay. So, are you going to have a go at first folding, then creasing, and then finally tearing? So it doesn't matter wherever you want to do it. Can be in half. Okay, yeah, that can be it. Oh, we're going for diagonal, are we?
Yes.
Now, it's funny that you've actually done that, because that's quite an advanced tear that we cover at the end of the lesson, starting from a corner. So try just doing it not that way, Frederick. I tell you what, crease that, and we'll save that till the end of the lesson. Now here. We'll save this till the end of the lesson, Frederick. Now just do one where you're folding it in half or in a line down the paper. So we're folding like that, and then we're creasing with our thumb. Go on, crease. That's it. That's better. A good crease line. I think that's probably enough.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now we're going to start the tear. Just start the tear to start off with. That's it. Now pull it. That's it. Keep your finger there. Pull it. Oh, not upwards. Out. That's it. And keep working down. Oh, look how well it started though, Frederick. That's an excellent straight tear. So if we hold this up, can you see we went very well part way down the paper, and we only started to get into trouble nearer the bottom, but that's fine. So let's try that again. You can do another tear anywhere. Maybe try not to do the whole length of the paper, and just do half of it if you like. Now it talks in our teacher's guide about in the pitfalls section about how it can be really, really tempting to just pick up a pair of scissors and just do this cut. But it's vitally important that children just practice and practice until they can get tearing correct. And it takes a while. As you can see, Frederick is struggling with this, just like I'm sure some of your students are struggling with it as well. And it does take a while to get used to. And that's why this skills lesson is so important, for them just to practice and practice until they get confident in it. And you're not going to get it right every time. You may do a fantastic tear, and then the next time you do one, it's not going to be great at all. So Frederick, I think what's happening here is you're rushing a tiny little bit, aren't you? What I'm going to do is I'm going to start one for you.
Yeah.
Okay, and get the crease right. So look, just there we go, like that. Okay, just do it like that. Now listen, let's put one finger there, near there. Now the other hand, grip the paper with, not too close, a little further away, and pull away like that. Go on, keep going. Move your finger down a bit, that's it. So hold that up, Frederick.
It wasn't
exactly straight, but it did correct itself, didn't it? And for a lot of projects, that would actually be good enough. It doesn't have to be a perfect line, but... Right, shall we try, Frederick, now folding these in half like this? So I'll do one and you do one. Fold it in half like that. Let's crease a line, and let's see if we can find exactly where you might be going wrong. So, wrong way round, remember, like that. That's it.
You can see a little bit of that.
But hold that up to the camera. Bit better?
Yeah, there's still that.
Tiny little bit there. But let's try your bit that you did without me doing the first tiny tear for you. That's it. Wow! Look at that one. Hold that up. Now, is that one better, Frederick?
Much.
Much better. It is much better. So, are we going to... We've got one more piece of paper. Are we going to do just a couple more? Let's have a go. Have another go at doing the whole piece of paper. As we saw yesterday in the lesson with the corner, it was you know, it was a struggle getting these tears right, but so many of the projects moving forward do require tearing, and once you can get you know, a handle on how to tear, it really makes life a lot easier. Wow! I think that one might be your best yet.
Yes.
What do you think?
Perfect.
Perfect. Now, let's go back to this one that you folded right at the start of the book. Hang on a second. So, as we're talking in the tearing section in paper folding, we talk about an alternate version for tearing, and that's what Victoria was doing in the last lesson that you talked about earlier. And an alternate version of tearing is done by gripping the paper either side of the crease between the thumb and the index finger and pulling apart. This version is especially useful when tearing on a diagonal, a technique that's first employed in term 2. So it's nothing that we need to worry about just yet, but eventually students will need to learn to tear from the corner here. So once it's creased nicely, it's a matter of getting it to start. Here we go.
I don't think I creased it, really.
Oh, I gave it a little crease afterwards. And then we're pulling it apart like this just to get it started. Now, when we get onto the thicker part of the paper, we can go back that. And there we go. It was okay, I guess.
Yes.
Do you want to have a go in this half, doing it like that, and I'll try it like this?
I want to do it like, well, I'm going to make the corner.
Can I just straighten your mat? It's a tough one to do, Frederick, but it's something that we will practice. I mean, even I'm struggling with it here. It's something that we will practice later in the term. So there's 2 corners. You're trying one more on a diagonal. Did you crease it properly? Yeah. Oh, that's good. The end part. So, do you think you've got a little bit better at tearing during this lesson? And which is the hardest tear to do, would you say?
Diagonal.
Definitely the diagonal. I mean, even I struggle with the diagonal. There's a project later where you need to do 4 diagonal tears, one after another. I know. And they all need to go right. So, thank you for joining us for this skills lesson, and we hope to see you again next time for our next lesson. Thank you. Bye. Say bye, Frederick. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching our skills lesson on tearing, and we hope that you can see the value in these kinds of lessons. My son did struggle with the tearing technique at first, but the more he tried, the better he did get at it, and that's all it is just practice and perseverance. And young children, they just need the time and the space to be able to get these skills right. Now, it can be tempting to maybe want to pick up a pair of scissors, but that's strongly discouraged. H.G. Paterson was very clear that these lessons should, 1, require very minimal tools, and 2, the tearing technique is actually a more natural operation for children's hands to do. It also produces a far cleaner edge, and I'm sure most of us will be able to see that if we compare a cut edge with a torn edge that is done correctly. You can see there is a big difference. So I would encourage you to just keep trying on those skills that your children are struggling with.